but the short-term benefit is that people have more money, so they spend more, so it stimulates the economy, stimulates the markets, all this stuff. Two, significant increase in take-home pay. Hardworking families are projected to see an average increase in take-home pay of over $10,000 per year, with some estimates suggesting up to $13,300 for a family of four, driven by tax relief and new deductions. Three, no tax on tips or overtime. So the bill eliminates federal income tax on tips up to $25,000 a year and overtime pay, providing significant relief for service industry workers and hourly employees. Four, no tax on car loan interest. So interest payments on American-made vehicles are fully deductible, reducing the cost of car ownership for millions. Five, permanent extension of the 2017 Trump tax cuts. The bill makes permanent the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Acts. They always say Jobs Act, or they'll say whatever the bill doesn't do, they always say that it does. I don't think this is really good for working class people or poor people, but they'll always, like, if they want to hurt working class people, they'll call it the Working Class People Act or something. That's how they do things. It's almost like anybody remember this guy named Ward Connerly who hated affirmative action? He was like this black dude who would go around the country and file lawsuits to get rid of affirmative action. And so in order to get his bills passed and his initiatives going, he would always call it the opposite of what it was. Like he would call it like the Diversity and Equity and Fairness Act or something. I don't know but it would be something like where people would sign it because they thought that it was actually going to help black people, but it was actually hurting black people. So it's kind of like that. I'm going to go through. Let's go through a couple more, and then I'll jump to the negative. It's pro-growth economic impact, or has pro-economic growth impacts. The tax foundation estimates that the bill's tax provisions will increase long-term GDP by 0.8%, with a 5.2% GDP boost over 4 years, driven by pro-growth policies like immediate expensing of business investments. So, if you are a business owner, the bill works in your favor. That's why another thing every black family should do is every black family should have an LLC so that you can write things off with your business. If you don't know how to create your own business and things like that, we've got tools in the Black Business School. The Black Business School, you can start for free. Go to theblackbusinessschool.com. That's the black THE. Don't forget the THE, theblackbusinessschool.com. And also, if you go to Black Money 103, Black Money 103 is our entrepreneurship program. So feel free to go to Black Money 103 once you log into the Black Business School. Um, let's see. Small business support. The bill expands the section 199A small business deduction to 23% and makes it permanent, creating over 1 million new small business jobs annually and generating 750 billion in economic growth for Main Street businesses. Okay, so I've given you 8 things that the bill does that's good financially. Now let's look at some things that it doesn't do so well, things that they're going to be consequences of this big, beautiful bill. One is that the budget deficit is going to increase just tremendously. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that this bill is going to add 3.3 trillion to the federal deficit over 10 years, with some projections, including Senate versions, reaching up to $6 trillion, exacerbating the national debt, which is already at $36 trillion. So the national debt is way too high. Your federal government is in deep trouble financially because of this. This is going to threaten the long-term viability of the of our of our whole national economy.